guys, welcome back to my channel. As you already know, my name is Keela O, and this is the Introverted Icon Show. Now, if you were tuned in with us last week, we went over how to live a life that is original and authentic to you. So we talked about boundaries, not being in fear about what people think about you, and holding yourself accountable to the things that you say and do. And if you have not had the opportunity to check out that video, I recommend that you check it out now. But the topic of today is us discussing living a life of purpose and living on purpose. A lot of people don't know why they're here. They're just going about their daily lives, waking up, going to work, paying bills, and not really doing something that feels like it's of substance. So today we're going to be discussing that in detail, and then also talking about what steps you can take in order to live a life that is truly fulfilling and to live it on purpose. Okay, so if you've been here for a while, you already know what we're about to do. We're going to look at the definition of what purpose is. So, purpose, the reason for which something is done or created or for which something exists. In other words, why are you here? And the biggest question is, while you're here, are you going to be wise and deliberate with your time? Because there's two types of people in this world. Those who are living, the ones that are living authentically, being true to themselves, and actually enjoying their lives. And then you have those that are merely existing, like I mentioned before. They wake up, go to work, pay bills, and they end up in this vicious cycle without actually accomplishing much of anything. As for me and my house, I choose to live. And I hope by the end of this video that you choose to live too. So a surefire way for you to get an understanding of what your life purpose is and for you to start living a life on purpose, with purpose, starts with self-reflection. And I'm going to ask you in a second to close your eyes. Yes, seriously, close your eyes. I want you to reflect on your life and ask yourself, is this a life that I'm happy and content with? Or is this a life that requires a lot of change and adjustments? Secondly, I want you to think about some patterns or some things that keep showing up in your life and popping up that you can't necessarily get out of your head or get rid of. Because believe it or not, these are the things that are tied greatly with our purpose. And it's good to get a grip on those things early and now so that we can know what we need to do in order to move forward. Step one to living a life on purpose, with purpose, is discovering your personal values. Now, these are the things that are deeply important to you, things that you simply cannot live without. And if you're unsure about what direction to even go into to discover these things, I recommend a website called Mind Tools. I'll put their link in the description below. But again, these are the things that help you live your best life. And I wanted to share with you guys my top 10 personal values just to give you an idea of what they could potentially look like for you. So number 1 is honesty. Number 2, authenticity. Number 3, creativity. 4, fun. 5, humor. 6, depth. 7, purpose and intent. 8, growth, development, and learning as 1. 9, faith, and 10, love. Step 2 is exploring. You gotta get out. You got to. As uncomfortable as it may be to get out of your comfort zone, imagine how uncomfortable it is to stay exactly where you are with no signs of improvement. If you want to truly live on purpose, you gotta leave the house. You gotta get out. Now, I'm not saying that you have to hop on a plane and go to Tahiti. I'm not saying that, but at least leave the block. Go to the park. Take yourself out on a date. Meet up with a new friend group. Pick up a new hobby. Do something. Because the worst thing that could happen is that you remain the exact same, hoping and wishing that you had done something different. So one of my closest friends always tells me you need to go outside and touch grass. And I am recommending that to you guys too. Go out and explore. It's good for you. Next up is step 3, and that's setting goals. You've established your values and you've gone outside of your comfort zone. Now is the time to set goals, because it's very easy to say you're going to do something one time and then to never do it again. No, you need to lock in and be consistent, set goals, and accomplish milestones along the way. So for example, if you have it as a goal to be healthy and it's a part of your values for you to, have wellness be an integral part of your life, then this is your opportunity to at least go to the gym 3 times a week. Have that as the goal, crush the goal, and then apply that same method to different areas of your life. As for myself, I have a goal to do a Bible plan every single day for the next 4 months. And I'm holding myself accountable for that. Step number 4 is intentionality. You have to be purposeful. You have to be intentional, and you have to be calculated in order to live a life on purpose. You have to have a plan. You're not just going to be waking up every single day having nothing to do and wasting time. Nobody has time to be wasting God's time. We don't have time for that. And remember, you want to be living, not just merely existing. So what is your purpose? And once you discover that, you need to walk in that every single day. So how do we get to figuring out what our purpose is? My suggestion is starting off with identifying your strengths and weaknesses. For myself, a lot of my strengths revolve around leadership, creativity, and wanting to help people. I took a personality test. You can check it out. It's called 16 Personalities, and I found out that I'm much of a humanitarian. And with me being a humanitarian, it's evident that my purpose ties into me wanting to help people creatively and then leading them to have some sort of a better way of living or a better life overall. But with understanding my strengths, I don't push my weaknesses off to the side either, because they're a part of my purpose too. For example, public speaking is not my strong suit. What you're seeing now is growth right before your eyes. I used to be shaking in my boots before I spoke to people. I'm still kind of that way a little bit now, but I've gotten better. And I've realized that in this weakness, I can't do it on my own. So I lean and rely on God to help me to get better in this specific area. But it ties in great with what my purpose is. So don't just throw your weaknesses off to the side at all. They can be genuinely a part of what your purpose is supposed to be. But getting your strengths and your weaknesses in front of you and start looking at them gets you there. Another key indicator of what your purpose can be revolves around something that we talked about earlier when I had you guys close your eyes. Patterns and things that keep showing up in your life that you cannot get rid of. And I'm not talking about an itch that you cannot scratch, but things that pertain to career and you making money and making a difference in this world. I can give an example of my brother and myself. So when my brother was 5 years old, he knew that he was going to be in culinary arts. He knew that he was going to be a chef. And he's doing that now to this day, well into his 30s. So he knew from then and has been applying that ever since. For myself, I've been trying to run away from art and becoming an artist for as long as I can. I didn't take classes in high school nor college about art. I was going to become a doctor. I'm in financial services. I did everything to run away from being an artist, but it kept showing up. I've had people ask me to design things, draw things, create things, write things. So it's here. If you're always in a situation where you have to help people medically, or you're always in a situation where you have to teach people, or be an artist like myself, or cook for other people, or be a humanitarian, or to be a business person or an entrepreneur, that is a clear sign that that's what you're supposed to be doing. And that gets us to another major point. If it requires you to be at service to people and to help people become a better version of themselves, that thing, whether you like it or not, or believe it or not, is your purpose. Please take the time, like I mentioned before, to reflect on that. Really think about what is showing up in my life. What keeps calling my name? Who am I supposed to be? What do I keep dreaming about? That is a sign of what your purpose is supposed to be. And once you figure that out, In order to be intentional about it, you need to create a plan. Start off with a 1-year plan, and then do a 3-year plan, and then do a 5-year plan, and do a 10-year plan. Of course, if you have a relationship with Christ, consult with him, because you never want to be out of alignment and agreement with the plan that he has for you. Plans to prosper you, plans to give you hope in the future. Amen. Step 5, community. You know your purpose. You're walking in it. You're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. You're living on purpose. Everything is making sense and all is right in your world. And now you encounter what? Your people, your tribe, your community. These are the people that like the things that you like. You're involved in the same hobbies. You congregate at the same grocery stores and events and so on and so forth. And how important is in life to have people that want to live life with you, that want to go through this journey with you, who want to be by your side. There's no better feeling than that. And you need to have a community. God did not make us to be alone. If that was the case, it would have just been Adam and animals. No, he created us for relationship, and he created us for community. So go out there, like we talked about before, and explore. Step 6 is never settle. Your life is on high. Your expectations are on high. Your standards are on high. You know your value, you know your purpose, and you know your worth. Yet, every day is not going to be the best day. Every day is not going to be sunshine and roses. So you're going to come against situations and people that don't necessarily align with your purpose. But what do? You do not waver. You do not stoop down to your level. You do not allow them to get you back in a space where you are merely existing again. No, you come above that. You rise above that. Okay? And as well, your prices are your prices. Your boundaries and your standards are established and they're in place. And don't stay in any space that you feel tolerated and not appreciated. Just move forward. And when you apply those things and you do not settle for less, you would genuinely be living a life on purpose. Last but not least, step 7 is feedback from others. Remember, you establish a community. You have people that you love and you trust, and you value their feedback, their wisdom, and their opinions. So it's perfectly safe to confide in them and to get some words of wisdom in order to advance in your life. So if they're encouraging you to start the business that's on your 5-year plan, or telling you to take a chance on the new hobby that you've decided to want to participate in, or just letting you know that you don't need to lose faith if you're experiencing a current delay, listen to them. Again, they're a part of your support system. They're here to help you thrive, to feel alive, and to be on a better path towards living a life on purpose. So take heed, take notes, and become a better version of yourself because of the advice that they provide. Get feedback and be well on your way. All right, y'all, that's it. I hope you had fun today and you learned something new about discovering your purpose and how to live on purpose. I seriously recommend that you reflect and you take the time to ask yourself, over the past 5 to 10 years, have I been living or have I been existing? And grow from there. Next week, we're going to be talking about how I am a Jane of all trades. I dibble and dabble in a multitude of things, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys exactly what those things are. That should be fun, so don't miss out on that. But I'm so glad that you tuned into this episode, and I cannot wait until... I don't know why that keeps happening and all these prompts and emojis keep popping up. But can't wait to see you on the next one. Until then, love you lots. Lemon Pops.